Steven Seagal is too apt a thespian pupil for your peerless action taste, if Chuck Norris and his action genes are infinitely too animated, if Van Damme's suspiciously well-waxed ass crack leaves you blinded by Belgian butthole razor force, there can be but one remedy. Boldly lacking Jean-Claude's crack, all but inert next to Norris, and Seagal never fear this fucker couldn't upstage a fucking coffee machine.
I don't think you have the balls.
1965 International Middleweight Karate Champion, Tony Tulliners. Don't bother remembering that name, folks. He never makes another fucking film. His claim to fame, you inquire, chuckling quietly to yourself as you do. Well, friends and fellow countrymen, brace your butt muscles. But in full contact karate, this dude dropped Chuck Norris. And gang, I don't mean he got lucky just the once, and I'm anything but dumping on our Lord and Savior, Sir Chuck, either. Of all the filmic action icons, Chuck Norris is far and a fucking way the most legit of them all. A routine contender and multiple-time karate champion whose exploits were the wonder of the world. Yup, Chuck Norris bodied just about everyone. Except Tony fucking Tulliners. In Norris's own words, we fought 3 times, and I never got even. Tony Tulliners was the sovereign ruler of Chuck Norris's entire ass. So we've suffered, Snake Plissken. We watched Cobra kick California's ass, but nothing can prepare you for the pleated denim bell-bottom badassery of the Scorpion. Look at this poster, you feckless fucks. Windows? All this man sees are transparent fucking doors. The Scorpion doesn't play by Home Depot's rules. He bashes through any glass object at an 8-block radius. Mustache fucking first. Trigger discipline? My finger's the fucking trigger. Watch him fist the fucking camera, left arm akimbo, while his legs do nebulous fucking karate shit underneath. If you want action, excitement, and motherfuck loads of machismo, fuck it, rent Cobra. But if you pine for fierce mustaches, flared pants, and extended sequences of cars pulling up to buildings, run, don't walk to the psychiatrist, because what the fuck is wrong with you? We open in Spain, who most of you may know as the place where people film when they can't afford Italy, whereupon a sports car that isn't one half as badass as the cameraman seems to think it is, pulls up to a gay bar that appears to be collecting open shirts and fucking facial hair. Enter Special Agent Steve Woods and his windbreaker, a porn star name for a porn star stash. But when some denim-plated douche canoe hits on a broad in a scene subtitled not because it's in Spanish, but because it was recorded on a fucking answering machine, Captain Karate Mustache springs, or leaps, or leisurely ambles into action.
Se va, o lo saco a patadas.
Jesus, pan-fried fuck, Tawny! Who's your vocal double, Howard Dean? Then again, my voice would be a few octaves higher too if my flare pants were so tight they bonded with my ball sack at the subatomic level. Having beaten the Barcelona gay bar scene's entire asshole, and defeated them in combat as well, he skulks sternly from the establishment. His facial hair thickening by the fucking moment, he pours himself into his fire engine red fucking clown car and peels, races, non-threateningly wheels away, careful to observe stop signs and crosswalks as he goes. Look, I'm gonna level with you folks. Sure, he dresses like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever and has doubtless fondled far more fucking dudes, but it ain't acting talent, fashion sense, or heterosexuality that you hire a world karate champion for, but a bountiful beating of asses. But sadly, this is the Scorpion, so instead we sit and watch yawny Tulliners sidle on past prominent European landmarks the director doubtless lacked a permit to fucking film at, while majestic 80s synth thunders in our ear holes. And if you thought we'd transition straight to action, you're in luck, for the Scorpion promptly alights his homomobile for the unforeseen dangers of a fucking phone booth, so he and his salmon windbreaker can break some wind?
Ik ben op mijn terugweg naar Stockholm.
Jij gaat nu onmiddellijk naar Amerika. Ja.
I'm on my way.
Break wind, blow hot air. Hey, the only difference is the hull. Having been cucked by his commander, he's shipped stateside while a highly sensitive government meeting is convened in what looks like the break room at a Ramada Inn.
Gentlemen, A major effort to counteract terrorism is being undertaken by the president.
You know, except all the ones we're selling guns to. But before he can blame it all on a bunch of middle-aged MAGA hat motherfuckers, it turns out it's just the goddamn Arabs again.
Charlie, would you hit the lights, please? Bill, could you handle that projector?
Why are they doing that?
The question refers to terrorism, a not-quite war that has spread from the Middle East to other parts of the globe in recent weeks alone.
Sure, Mother.
Bill, will you kill that projector? The potential American targets are individual diplomats, servicemen overseas, and most of us in this room.
We're calling it Operation A Good Fucking Start.
May I ask, who is the DIA's top agent?
His name is Steve Woods. Codename Scorpion. We're skilled in martial arts and weaponry.
We never tried karate chopping the Middle East, and I figured, hey, what the fuck? After some hot plane landing action, the Scorpion is intercepted by two dumpy desk jockeys who jolly him off to the TCA. And you know it's the TCA because of the big fucking paper sign taped crookedly to the wall.
Got us another skyjacker. How'd they get on board? Ground crew let the others out. But they will let us put a man on board to make sure the passengers haven't been harmed. And to negotiate face to face. We know who that has to be.
Charles Bronson. Got it.
How much time do we have?
Less than an hour.
The plane full? Loaded.
There's lots of people in it, too.
How many of them are there? 4. We think 4.
And there's your opening plot, folks. Agent 000, unarmed but still massively mustachioed, rescuing a skyjacked jet, because apparently that's a fucking word, from a bevy of brown folks with accents nearly as ambiguous as his own. Oh, don't worry, Magnum Force isn't using this scene anymore anyways. Of course, the Banala Band do have one rather odd fashion-related demand.
Steve, you gotta be in shorts so they can make sure there's no gun.
Are you fucking serious, Captain Flop Sweat? A gun should be the least of their worries. This dude dropped Chuck Norris. California has legal limits on how many rounds he can hold. And so he saunters towards the plane, arms above his head, his nut hammock lovingly cradled in either the smallest hot pants or the biggest goddamn diaper I have ever seen, to subject himself to a quick search, endure some Islamo-fascist drivel, and finally ascend the ladder into the oh, for fuck's sake, cameraman, could you cut away? Those hot pants are so tight, I'm alarmingly aware that he's not Jewish.
Been sent to see that the passengers are unharmed. Well, you see for yourself. They all look okay to you. You don't see any dead passengers up there, do you?
Not until I'm done. Then Osama says to get on the microphone and let the popos know all is quiet so he can commence the negotiations, and the Scorpion settles in for a long, laborious— Holy fucking ninja kick! But after securing the scene and his sack, it's back to his houseboat for some much-needed R&R. For less than a fucking scene until he emerges from the chode chamber to experience the single most awkward interchange in the history of action cinema. Savor this magic, ephemeral moment, Razor Force. The Scorpion! But then, the Working for Scale Syndicate spot a pertinent item in the newspaper.
The agent was identified as Steve Woods.
They got my name.
So fucking what? James Bond introduces himself, first name and fucking last, to every muff with a Marlboro and a scowl, and he's lasted 25 fucking films. Tell your enemies you took Chuck Norris. They'll take their own lives.
Come on, Steve. The man himself wants to see you.
Oh.
Ellen Page. Nah, I'm just shitting, though the guy that actually wants to see him loves to lady golf almost as goddamn much. And hey, are you hitting those golf balls at your house?
Steve Woods. Gifford Lease. It's an honor to meet you. You were absolutely fantastic at the airport last night.
Lieutenant Toupee takes the Scorpion aside and after hemming and hawing about some spy shit, perfectly encapsulates the motivations of every character in this fucking film.
We're holding Faoud in a private facility until after he testifies on Wednesday.
Until then, he needs our protection. They weren't trying to free Farwood last night. They wanted to kill him.
Why?
I'm sure they have their reasons.
Assignment received, the Scorpion springs into action! And by action, I mean butt-fucking bed.
What's going on with Lise and Faoud?
Hello.
Hi, yeah, it's me. Phil's here. We're changing now.
Everything okay?
Define okay, Steve. I'm waiting for the film to find the plot while staring at chest hair in the shape of the Gulag Archipelago. On the okay axis, I'm somewhere between tolerable and strap a car battery to my crank so I can feel a fucking emotion. The purpose of the scene? To establish that yes, even with a windbreaker from the George Michael collection and a mustache that ought to come with assless chaps and a riding crop, the Scorpion can indeed score some strange.
Who was it?
Gordon.
What did he want?
Nothing that concerns you.
You just lay there and be immaterial to the plot. And what hawk-eyed sentry do they employ to bat away the baddies while the Scorpion is busy sampling heterosexual intercourse for the first time? Kenny G on recorder, ladies and gentlemen. But when he receives the record 50th phone call of this fucking film, informing him some sketchy fucks are waiting outside to deliver some bullets, Kenny G checks in on the Scorpion to see how the sex with strangers is going.
Yeah, who is it?
Steve, it's Phil. Listen, there's a couple of guys at the gate. There's something about the lease. They say they want to come in.
That's probably Enrique. Tell him it was a fun time, but I'm not ready for anything serious.
I don't think so. Don't let anyone in. I'm coming over.
No, Steve. No, not naked Scorpion. No! Ah!
Yar! That's gonna replace the whale in my nightmares.
And even those of you who just went blind can see what's coming next with a backward fucking telescope.
Get away from that window. Get away from that window.
Who could have accomplished such a nefarious deed? What group indeed could be responsible for the vast plurality of all gun crime, despite making up just 12% of the pop? Oh. Relax, white guilt-addled wank shafts. He's led by and partnered with a blonde white guy because it's the 80s and by God, it's the law. Carlos Mencia pleads for his life with all the emotional weight of the iCarly finale, but it's an action flick and fuckers, you all know how this is gonna end. In a violent hail of shell casings and Casio keyboards.
I'd step out for a moment, but I'll call you right back if you let me know who you are, the time that you call, and where I can reach you when I get home.
The Scorpion wipes his end off just quickly enough to scrape his pal off the pavement and haul him away in a cop car where he describes the assailants. Unfortunately for us and the audio engineer, he can't hear him over his mustache.
Shut you.
10 men. 1 over 6 foot. Sport jacket. White. And a back tip. Had a blonde, dark suit. Had an Uzi. Did it on the shooting. It's hard. Happens to feminist. Easy. Take it easy. It doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense? He opened the car
Nice sound quality there, Quarthon. Are you recording a film or a fucking black metal album? They do make it before he bites it, but what bullets couldn't kill, being in the immediate proximity of the icy stare of the scorpion certainly will. I just like to be present when things die.
Sir, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to leave. We'll do everything we can for him, but we can't have you in the room right now.
We don't allow loaded weapons in the OR. But no object can long survive in the presence of the penile push broom of death, and he expires to be reincarnated anew in a film with a fucking budget. After which, the Scorpion seeks solace in the arms of yet another fucking phone call, wherein Steve-O and the random slag he was sacking up with struggle valiantly to express a single emotion.
That's Phil. He's dead.
Oh my God.
He got shot.
Oh, I can't believe this.
Line?
Neither can I.
Line?
Where are you?
I'm at the hospital.
Do you want to come here?
Aren't you working today?
I'll call in sick. I'll see you here.
Yeah.
I'll wear my extra frumpy Cosby sweater, after which Blandy Griffith stops by to briefly explain the story to this point and warn against enacting any 80s vigilante vengeance. But the Scorpion, my friends, is the very loosest of loose cannons.
Police is gonna have to be told about this, you know, and he's not gonna like it. This is his baby.
Tell him.
He's gonna be looking for someplace to put the blame. It could be scapegoat time for you and me.
I want to stay on this till I find out who killed Phil. Then I don't care what Lise does with it. Don't let him take me off this case, Sam.
I'll do my best. But don't you go off on any personal vendetta. I want this done by the book.
Damn it, you're lucky I don't confiscate your badge and gun right now. I'm telling you, Assy, you're skating on very thin ice around here.
It sounds like the ice's problem.
And sure as shit, within moments, the hairpiece posse blow through the corridors and demand a stilted explanation.
What went wrong? I want to know.
I was going to ask you that.
Me?
You blew this assignment pure and simple. Douglas is going to hear from me about you.
Damn it, Scorpion, I want your badge and desk on my gun tomorrow morning.
I got a good friend dead because of your assignment, and I'm going to get the man who did it. And I suggest you don't get in my way.
I'll be looking for a new line of work if I were you.
Why? Gay porn pays like triple the going Oh, that line of work! Of course, no sooner does the CIA jolly out of the building than Ebony and Ivory turn up with a windowless van, flowers, and a pocket full of butterscotch candies. No one ever sings to God's back door. I know I don't. Oh, we are good friends. Yeah, just good friends. But when a random nurse spots a dude with an accent in a move clearly fucking filmed in Europe, she informs the Scorpion through the only sure method available. Ladies, gentlemen, your favorite, my favorite, a flingin' flangin' fucking phone call.
Mr. Woods, this call for you.
Thank you. Yes?
Two men who fit the description you gave me were just here, and they were asking questions about a patient in intensive care. They just got on the elevator.
Did you tell them what floor?
I'm afraid I did. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You did fine. Thanks.
Don't worry, I'll murder you later. The perps sail in on a sea of synthesizer stings. The Scorpion seals the exits. The white guy searches for the target while the black dude searches for his first line of the fucking film. Unstoppable force. Meet immovable object. Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's Glock!
Thank you. Hello.
I think our guests have arrived.
Make a move, cop, and I blow her brains out. Back off. Back off! Make a move, cop. She's dead.
He gives chase. They split like the Beatles, but with considerably more talent. The Scorpion must make a choice. Black guy, white guy, black guy, white guy. If he were only a blonde white chick, the choice would be simple. Okay, so he ultimately pursues the black dude, but I swear it's only so he can tell him how very much his life matters. Cornered in the muggiest parking garage in existence, the hitman doffs his coat, squares to fire, and that, friends, is when you brace for butt-fucking 80s.
Drop it.
Unarmed and African, the mute seems merrily fucked when suddenly the Scorpion spots someone throwing out advanced copies of this film. Kung Fu fucking commenced! After some fight choreography that probably seemed better on paper before Wardrobe poured them both into pants so tight if they farted their shoes would pop off, he corners his quarry in front of the flimsiest aluminum obstruction since the windmills in fucking Texas, dispenses with his pea shooter, and then, my friends, it's time for justice at the speed of a fucking roundhouse kick. What do you mean, properly mic this scene? The Scorpion returns to the hospital just in time to watch Carlos Mencia go into hacky comedian shock and die. But before Joe Rogan can finish in his pants, the Scorpion departs, calmly passes the nurse he threatened with a gun a single scene ago, and heads in to tell the hospital staff how utterly fucking shit they are.
May I see Dr. Heiss? I'm a federal agent.
I thought this day would come. Is it the memes again?
What can I do for you, Mr. Woods? Steve Woods. Please, have a seat. Thank you. Faoud died a few minutes ago. It's important that we keep it quiet. If the men who killed him think he's still alive, they'll possibly try again.
That's right, folks. The Scorpion intends to turn a whole-ass civilian hospital into a giant hitman honeypot, and knowing him, by the time they actually show up, he'll be up to his stem and some slatch and ready for... Oh, Jesus Christ, they could script this movie!
Mr. Kaufman's office.
Gifford, what's up?
There's been a mix-up at the hospital in regard to Faoud. Where's Faoud?
Can't tell you that.
I'm really sorry about Phil.
Part of me wishes I could have done something, like my job or something.
When he was little, his father told him he could do anything if he set his mind to it.
Well, let's hope he wanted to be a bullet-riddled corpse. That's right, gang. Not 2 scenes and 50 phone calls later, the Scorpion's already back boinking this broad while struggling valiantly against his fucking full-on personality deficit.
He pointed at a statue in a park at that moment and said, even that statue over there, you could push it over. And he really believed it.
Your friend sounds kind of retarded.
But you know, he never could push that statue over. His dad didn't know what a can of worms he'd open up. It became symbolic.
And like a flower portrait on the wall after an implied fuck scene. But not even the Casio keyboard player can drown out the unbridled passion. And after dispensing a dollop of sugar, the Scorpion once again combs the crime scene while a black character finally gets to talk.
One was black, over 6 feet.
Okay, we know about him. Tell me about the other guy.
He was blonde, slim build. He had an accent.
What kind of accent?
German.
Evil German guy. Now I've heard everything. After, surprise, a fucking phone call, the Scorpion learns that on the night the witness got a .45 caliber colonoscopy, he made an illegal phone call, which prompts the Scorpion to make... Oh, fuck it, you know the rest.
Meet me at Luciano's. Out front. Out front. Let's check out the call he made with the phone company.
To recap, he got a phone call to hear about a phone call so he could make a phone call to trace a fucking phone call. It's a phone, fuck nuts, not an exposition machine. Here's an idea. Have a character Tell him something, or Telefax, or the looniest of all ideas, actually fucking experience it. What is this, an in-action movie? Fuck, it ain't even a movie. It's an AT&T commercial with ninja kicks. After a few scenes of pointless plot shit, Steve meets with an informant from the religion of peace and learns Al-Qaeda are cranky with a cat because he stole some money or something. I don't know, I gotta be honest, I was fading in and out because the informant looks like an Islamo-fascist John Landis, and it's only upon departing Osama bin Landis' playdate that he realizes he has a shadow. No, not the hairy strawberry blonde bullshit on his upper lip. In fact, he's being followed by the windowless pedo party van. But after alighting their mutual vehicles, the hunter becomes the fucking Scorpion. And his Eurofro must have photo radar because Goebbels bolts the minute they're in the same fucking zip code. Past the bellhop, up the stairs, onto the roof, where sadly the Scorpion finds nothing but wicked synthesizer sounds. And roof Nazis! Yeah, I've seen Blade Runner 2, and with an actively scowling murder stash behind him and the sweet release of Death Below, the choice for the wimpiest German since Hansi fucking Kirsch is simple. Strangely enough, he turned up in Argentina 20 years later.
Buenas noches, mein Führer. Yeah.
He's recalled the CIA HQ to break bread with Lieutenant Toupee and Blandy Griffith, and if the homoerotic subtext was obvious before, he soon learns you can't spell Cialis without CIA.
You know, I could be a great help to you, but you won't let me. Now, I'm going to ask this question just once.
Will you go steady with me?
Where is Faoud?
He's dead.
COVID claims another life. Oh, don't feign surprise. Anyone in orbit of this bell-bottom badass is bound for the fucking meat wagon. This dude has killed so many people by just standing there you'd think he was with the Capitol Police. Turns out Himmler had a plot device in his pocket.
I got a lead.
This is Majid Ali Jordan, Konakai Hotel, 17067 Palani Road, Honolulu, Hawaii. What's this?
Kurt Cobain lyrics by the sound of it. Who mic'd this scene? Rick Rubin? The punishment for his extracurricular pugilism and parkour, you ask? A free ticket to fucking Honolulu!
This man should be fired, and you're giving him a new assignment?
He's following up a lead, or is that asking too much?
Shit, Scorpion, whack a dude while you're at it. Maybe they'll throw in a free trip to Tobago. And of course, no sooner does he step off the plane than the mustache murder aura claims yet another life. But not before yet another phone call.
Would you ring Mrs. Majid Ali Jordan's room for me, please?
I'm sorry, sir. There's no answer. She must not be in her room.
And of course, the moment he finds the body, before he cordons off the area, busts out the fingerprint kit, or hell even stands the fuck up, the very first order of the day is... Take a fucking guess.
Why don't you call the county coroner, have him get a wagon over here. Use a phone over there, but watch the fingerprints.
I'll check the closet. After all, I'll be staying there for the next 45 years. And speaking of closet cases, he immediately fires a... God, I need another word for phone call. Remote telecommunications conference with his half-dressed partner who's busy watching the white noise channel, and sure enough, in a scene and a half, he's already flying back to the fucking mainland. And man alive, if you like looking at payphones, cars parking, and planes landing, the Scorpion is the closest thing to porn you can buy without an ID. And speaking of ID, while the Scorpion stands on the tarmac looking like the living embodiment of the 1980s, his elderly overseers amble from off camera so the Scorpion can shit the rest of the plot at him.
The real Faoud paid this guy Jordan big bucks to impersonate him, then had him and his wife killed so he could disappear as though dead.
Don't worry, the writers don't get it either. And just like that, he's headed for Honolulu again. Or rather, a cruise ship getting ready to depart for the land of milk and fake Obama birth certificates. They pull into the port, up the ramp, into the ship, find the room in record time, and then the DP remembers he has to shoot absolutely everything at perfect fucking dong level. Hey, George Lucas, you want to pull the camera back a beat? The only person who spent more time on his knees than the cameraman in this movie is Tawny Telliner's auditioning for it. Best of all, it all builds up to a fucking fake-out. The bitch ain't even boarded yet. At the on-ramp, they employ the subtlest tactics imaginable by literally flanking the fucking loading platform and eyeballing each guest individually. And within mere minutes, through the roiling throng appears Arabic David Copperfield. With few options available and an assailant preparing to slip by unnoticed, they now enact their most masterful, cunning plan yet, drawing the fuck down on innocent civilians. Freeze! The open-shirted shitbag runs like his mullet depends on it, disappearing down the winding corridors of the least crowded cruise ship since Yoko Ono's a cappella tour of Europe, and they split up to search for him. So while the Scorpion runs off to fucking scowl at something, his preemie partner goes on a terrorist hunt and finds only a fist. Laid out on his flabby ass and looking down the barrel of a 1911, it seems it's curtains for the cuck in question, when suddenly, the Scorpion strikes! The fuckbag flees on foot, boat-jacking a boomer and peeling off into Cape Cuckold, but if Ahmed thought he would get away, he failed to reckon with the 17th rule of Rageaholic cinema. After a profoundly pointless race from the Olympian length of one pier to the fucking next, they pile out of their stolen vehicles and exchange volleys of ineffectual gunfire at each other. Cornered, caught between a cop and a hard place, there's just one recourse for Osama. Islamo-fascist kung fucking fu! They throw hands and big floppy feet, but folks, let's be fucking real. This dude dropped Chuck Norris. Douchebag dropped, poontang pounded, but I feel like there's one last thread in this narrative tapestry yet to be woven fully in fucking place. Hey, anyone seen that statue he got his acting lessons from? Vandalism. 1 part James Bond, 1 part Chuck Norris, 11 million parts mustache. The Scorpion. By all rights, this straight-to-video font of facial hair should have led to the longest-running action series of the 80s. And before you scoff, remember we're up to Fast and Furious fucking 50. If Driving His Car Guy gets a 10-part major movie series, Parking His Car Guy deserves at least an equal shake. I'm Razor Fist. God, did somebody hear the phone?